in the world blind. Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? So welcome to another NXT Live Watch Party. So obviously obviously been a while since I've done this. For those who have not seen, we're going to start doing these more occasionally, every Tuesdays. Meantime, we're going to also do some Friday night watch parties for the SmackDown watch parties. But before we get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you smash that like button. Also hit that subscribe button, guys, who are new. And we're also coming to you live from the Hardcore Sports Network as well. Link is down in the description down below. Make sure you hit the like button over there. We are coming to you live as well over there. But with out of the way, so we're now kind of go over the card for NXT. Obviously, you got Indy Hartwell taking on Tatum Paxley. That's kind of been being built up. But so far, I mean, it comes to that, and plus, this week's NXT has a couple NXT title matches here on NXT as well. But before I do anything, I gotta refresh this browser really quick, so bear with me. Yeah, right. All right. So sorry, it looked like the viewer count was just kind of on here on streamer was kind of off. So obviously, it looks like we're kind of starting off with Braun Breaker taking on Von Wagner from the NXT title for the NXT Championship. So good Lord, obviously Von Wagner having. That's what I said. I had Braun Breaker retaining his NXT title. Yo, what up, Daniel? What up? What up? Appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. And definitely shout out the content too. Well, that's one way to start it out. Right, start off with an NXT title match between Braun Breaker and Von Wagner, obviously with Rob Stone by his side. But shout out to the three people that's in here, though. It's going to be very interesting of how this match is going to go down. All right. But yeah, another part of the card, like I said, you get Indy Hartwell taking on Tatum Paxley, Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen taking on the Dia part of the Schism. You have Veer Mahan and I think Shango going to be returning to action as Indus on the NXT North American champion Wesley and Carmelo Hayes will sign their contract for their matchup on November 22nd, which is the next coming Tuesday. Mandy Rose and Alba Fire for the NXT Women's Championship in the last woman standing match, and then obviously to probably wrap the show off, you have Shawn Michaels probably going to issue a statement on the NXT deadline. So we're going to see how that kind of turns out to be. So Von Wagner's age 29, sitting at 270 pounds from Minneapolis, Minnesota. So Braun Breaker 25, 6'1", 235, and just a physical specimen. You know that his uncle Rick and his dad, his uncle Scott and his dad Rick is going to be very interesting to take a look at, though. Well, that's one way to start it off. And a shout out to everybody that's coming through, though. All right, we are underway. And oh, what a big boot. Because obviously that's one way to start it. I mean, freaking Von Wagner throws Rob Stone right into Braun Breaker. My Lord, my goodness, man. It's crazy. I mean, shit. Everybody wants to come and talk some stuff. I mean, shit. Like, definitely shout this out too at the same time. Oh, what a back elbow. Try to already start out throwing all that stuff. So it looks like more of the offensive momentum goes in favor of Von Wagner. Oh, nice slide underneath. Oh, shoulder tackle by Braun Breaker. Man, we're looking. It's crazy of how much he kind of looks like his dad, his part of his dad Rick, but he's mostly got his almost like. Whoo, okay. That's just scary for a guy that's like 6'1", 255, almost 260 pounds, and pulls a standing Hurricane Rana. That's just crazy athleticism by Braun Breaker. And I got a side headlock right now. So look, hey, good shit though. And obviously tonight it's still going to be the members night only for me. At the same time, and Von Wagner out to the outside, trying to break the hold, and gets Braun Breaker hung up on the top rope and try to break the hold. Man, that's one way to do it. A shout out to everybody though. So later tonight, yeah, Randy Rose, like I said, taking Alba Fire in the last woman standing match. It's going to be very interesting. And then obviously on also the card, JD McDonough taking Apollo Crews. And obviously it's good to finally to see NXT get back to the black and gold brand. Because let's keep it a buck here. None of us wrestling fans would have liked the really never liked the Jackson Pollock kind of splatter anyways. So at elbow, we get a cover here. 1, 2, no. And of course, Booker T still doing his thing. Okay. So it looks like more. Let's see. Now the momentum shifting in the favor of Von Wagner off the ropes. And here comes a standing suplex from Braun Breaker, almost to a delayed vertical suplex. My goodness. And a kip up, too, as well from Braun Breaker. And Breaker built up speed. Oh, another shoulder tackle. Good golly. Man, Braun Breaker challenging his dad, doing his traditional barks, which Rick Steiner was very known for. So I'm very surprised that we're starting with a title match that really start up to for NXT. So now with the picture commercial, let me. But yeah, shout out to everybody though that's coming through, especially for those for the Twitch side of things. I mean, absolutely. Like Chad said, yeah. I mean, there is no way you have a guy like Braun Breaker who's been a champion for the longest time, especially during his time in NXT. Now, one way you could really, like I said, you look at this, if he does drop it, one or two things may happen. I know maybe a poor, like a stupid booking decision. Number two, that he could be have an opportunity to be called up on the main roster and all that stuff. But so right now we got Von Wagner now taking control so far this portion of the matchup, which is crazy. Like I said, which is crazy that why start up with the title? Because usually I thought because the way that I remember is usually title matches are usually sometimes the main event. But I feel like the main event is going to be Mandy Rose and Alba Fire to end off. To this week's NXT. But yeah, like I said, I'll be back again Friday for Friday Night SmackDown. That's for sure. Well, actually, no, that's right. I'm actually going to be live with Mitch for the Sixers and Bucks game. I forgot. Well, we'll see though. We'll see. But yeah, with these damn. This is why a lot of times I hate these picture-in-picture commercials and shit like that. But yeah. Ooh, jumping knee strike by Von Wagner. So pretty much Von Wagner, since reshifting that momentum to his favor, is now kind of really just kept his control on Braun Breaker. And Braun Breaker has got some offensive, but majority of the time has been Von Wagner so far in this NXT title match. All right. Yeah, nobody cares about these damn picture commercials anyways. Like I said, man, it's... So now we got NXT. So back from that picture-in-picture commercial and stuff like that. And just Braun Breaker. And with that, with some of the offense he got in... So now it looks like the momentum's now shift back in the favor of Braun Breaker. And it looks like a back body drop to create that separation. And looks like Braun Breaker's going to roll out of the ring. Shout out to the two that's in the chat or watching the stream right now. I really appreciate that. We're also coming to you live on YouTube as well for those who are watching the Facebook end. Oh, damn. What a throwing shoulder for Braun Breaker's throwing shoulder first into the steps. And looks like here come the stats. So let's see what Von Wagner's got in store with those steel steps. Hey, what up, Burl? What up, my guy? If you're not busy, you're more than welcome to hop up in here and for NXT. So it looks like we're gonna get a choke slam, almost like a Uranagi. Oh my lord, a Uranagi on the steel steps. My goodness. My goodness. Shout out to the three that's in the chat. Appreciate everybody coming through. 1, 2, no. What a near fall by Von Wagner. That's a second near fall from Von Wagner. And a double underhook slam. And it looked like a scoop slam by Von Wagner. Pretty much like I said, Von Wagner's pretty much taking a good portion of this match. On shoulder first goes Braun Breaker. And another back body drop for some more separation. And back to another near fall. 1, 2, no. That is another near fall. 3 so far for Von Wagner so far in this matchup. But like I said, shout out to everybody that's coming through for another week of NXT. And it looks like a bear hug, a variation of the bear hug. Trying to work on that lower back of Braun Breaker. So it looks like the crowd is kind of split in between half of Breaker, half of Von Wagner. So now it looks like we've got a standing rear naked choke or like a camel clutch, or whatever this variation of the submission hold is. So obviously, Wagner lets go of that maneuver. Obviously, having Mr. Stone on the outside, which I know that's going to cause a little bit of issues, and that's going to and that, a lot of times don't want to piss off Braun Breaker. So up to the top rope goes Von Wagner and Braun Breaker. What are we looking at? A superplex here? Oh, good lord! So. And obviously, Breaker fights out of that from the second rope. Oh, flying clothesline to get. Now, can Braun and Breaker capitalize? Look like both are just kind of getting stirred to their feet. Just the height and the athleticism by Braun Breaker is fucking. That's really unfair. Let's keep it a buck here. I think that's going to be very unfair. And an overhand chop. Ducks a clothesline. Here we go. One shoulder tackle. Here comes another. And under the clothesline goes Braun Breaker. Almost like a power slam. Man, Braun Breaker make a guy like Von Wagner, 270 pounds, look like light work. From the second rope. And also almost like a diving bulldog. And Braun Breaker's he's just going to end this right now. And Wagner catches him. Almost a Death Valley driver. 1, 2, no. That is another fourth near fall. And obviously, Von Wagner is not happy with the ref. Same with Rob Stone on the outside. I mean, with Von Wagner with his attention to the ref, it's allowing to Braun Breaker to. And it looks like a gorilla press. It's that lower back. And another Death Valley. Almost. No. And a spear. 1, 2, 3. Breaker takes the W. So Breaker takes the dub over Von Wagner to retain his NXT championship. So far, though, really good match. I thought it was really good, but majority of the time was Von Wagner. And I do think Breaker. I don't think Breaker's ready to drop the belt just yet. In terms of, I mean, the dude is one of their better champions. I mean, the fact that Braun Breaker has never made a pinfall over, well, especially actually technically up to that point, that it gives him the 1. But Von Wagner, man, just could not. It was just had a hard time putting down Braun Breaker, and especially with that lower back, was kind of really being worked on by Wagner. But a lot of times, and obviously that little distraction or the frustration that set in with Von Wagner, kind of just taking his attention away from Braun Breaker, has costed him that opportunity to get the NXT title. But in the end, Braun Breaker comes up with a win. So now we're kind of look at the preview of how this all came to be. This all started stemming back from NXT Halloween Havoc, because obviously with Alpha Fire gets screwed. Got screwed by Toxic Attraction. But yeah, so I mean, and obviously no way safe from the baseball bat from Alba Fire. Even though I really hate the name change, but then again, I can understand some of these superstars kind of want to not change their name or want to do a name change because obviously don't want to. I would say not get their government name trademarked. As basically I'm trying to put it, because I've now shown kind of a small video package, and now we're seeing Zoe Stark now coming into the building. All right, so we're gonna get a promo segment from for Zoe Stark, so that's gonna be very interesting. But like I said, I appreciate everybody that's coming through for another NXT Watch Party. Because like I said, it's been a hot minute since I done one. Obviously, for those who have seen the last time I did an NXT Watch Party, I had my partner in crime, my good buddy, my co-host of all the shows that we produce. Tyler, unfortunately, he is not available, so pretty much I'm going to be holding down the fort for the entire duration of NXT. But yeah. It's going to be interesting, though. And also, too, for those who are huge USFL fans out there, especially for the Philadelphia Stars, that's going to be coming back soon. That kind of content. Same with and for those XFL fans, I'm excited to do the XFL this year. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to wait and see how this all turns out for the XFL, because it's going to be fun. Like I said, we have a lot of stuff going up into the works. All right. Let me get this to good old Earl, because I'm going to get you. Boop, boop. There we go. Okay. Absolutely. But yeah, man, look, NXT, though, so far, even though I'm kind of, and like I said, I do apologize. I've been really slacking on NXT the last, I would say, handful of weeks, because I mean, just really never got a chance to really do all of that. But so I'm gonna have my buddy Earl join me in just a few moments. What up, Jeff? I mean, so far, Jeff, they started out with a banger with Braun Breaker and Von Wagner NXT title match, and Braun Breaker gets the dub. So and now we're actually going to hear from Zoe Stark and see what she's got to say. And speaking of good buddy of mine, what up, Jake? What long time no see, man. Absolutely appreciate. Oh, wait. I got to see if Jeff has a wrench. But yeah, I'm going to have Earl coming up here with me. Absolutely. What up, Jake? Long time no see. First time I ever see you in my NXT in my professional wrestling too, at the same time. But shout out to the three that's in the building. Right now we're at the commercial break. Yeah, it's just like NXT so far. Start out with a banger, Braun Breaker. But yeah, man, it's been interesting to say the least. It's a very good. It was a very good start too. Like I said, that's why I had the card written down. Let me see if I can actually. Gonna get me a drink right here, and yeah, another thing too. It is fucking cold. For those who are, it is cold over here. All right, because I'm actually gonna have. There we go. But shout out to everybody though, man. Like I said, appreciate everybody that's like coming through. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And we're also, make sure, if you guys are new, make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button on the Hardcore Sports Network. We're really coming to you live on that YouTube channel as well. Speaking of my Earl. And what is good, Earl? I think Earl's going to have some computer issues. Just giving him a second. Actually, let me fix this really quick. Now we're cutting to a backstage segment here. Get rid of this. There we go. What the hell? So it looks like JD McDonough right now kind of staring down. Okay, that was kind of weird. So now we're going to get Zoe Stark out in there. Okay. So I guess I got to add that to the card. Okay. Let me just wait for Earl to come back. And obviously I think he might be having computer issues. So I got to see what Zoe Stark has to say. Let me just... All right, let's just see. I think, yeah, Earl's going to have computer issues, so. So full gear. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to Jake coming through for the first time on my, well, not the first time on the channel, but through one of my professional wrestling watch party. Like I greatly appreciate that. And shout out to Jeff. I hope you're doing well, my guy. Okay, so now we're going like a promo segment right now. How about the said about the NXT Women's Tag Team Title match? And speaking of, what up, Mitch?
Yo, hey, Jake, what's up, man? It's been a while. It's
not the first time he's been in my chat, but he's been in the first time being in the chat of our wrestling watch party.
Oh, there you go. Hey, what up, Jeff? What up, Earl? Who's the Facebook user?
That's my buddy Steve.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know Steve. He's just like everywhere.
Yeah, and speaking of Earl coming in, what up, Earl?
Hey, now it's a party.
There you go.
I mean, so far though, like I said, I even talked about the first match we started off was Braun Breaker and Von Wagner for the NXT title match.
There you go.
Wasn't too bad though. I mean, but now Zoe Stark, like she's going off.
Yep. All right.
So, last night we did the Raw watch along, and that was a lot of fun.
I heard Raw was actually pretty good this week.
Oh, it wasn't a bad show. The show for me was the main event was better than the rest of the show.
That's what I heard. Like it was like the main event was like I think a top tier main event.
Yeah, the rest of the show was lackluster.
Ugh, well, that's something you want to hear.
WWE,
Yeah,
what do you expect?
the audience was dead the whole night.
Whew.
Very dead Louisville crowd last night.
That's sad. I mean, I think under the Triple H regime, like you should at least get more fanfare out of that.
I know. I mean, I thought the audience was gonna have energy and they were gonna bring it, but oh boy, I think if you flew a paper airplane over the audience, they wouldn't
Really
notice.
nothing. Ah, damn.
Hey,
I can understand that too.
Your announcement. Very cool. I saw your announcement. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yes, my announcement. Yes. I'm gonna have my own podcast.
Good shit.
Yeah, on Anchor. It's called On the Ropes with Earl Cole, and it will be debuting very soon.
But yeah, so the other, I mean, we also even part of the card of NXT. You have Indy Hartwell taking on Tatum Paxley. You have Josh Briggs and Brooks Henson taking on the Dia, part of the Schism faction. You have Endless Share, which is Shenga and Veer Mahan return to in-ring action. Wesley's and Carmella Hayes is going to sign their championship contract for November 22nd on another taping of NXT. You have JD McDonough taking on Apollo Crews. Shawn Michaels is going to issue a statement on the NXT deadline, and then Mandy Rose and Alba Fire in the last woman standing match.
Okay.
Now they're showing last week just brutal attack from Zoe Starks on Nikita Lyons.
Those last man standing matches, some of them are pretty good. Some of them, it
hasn't really been what we expected.
Yeah, but you know something, in a last man standing match, you have to be booked correctly.
Absolutely, 100%.
And the feud has to make sense.
Well, like tonight, I can this feud does make sense for me. I think it's going to be a really good match between Mandy Rose and Alba Fire in the last woman standing match, because we know how that's kind of been built up the last couple of weeks.
Right.
Or the fact that it's been stemmed back from Halloween Havoc. You know, I mean, Alba Fire, she's kind of Alba Fire, from what I've been hearing, even though I've been kind of slacking on NXT a little bit, it's just kind of it's just on a rampage, just to take away that NXT women's title away from Mandy Rose after Alba Fire got screwed by Toxic Attraction. The first time going around.
Right. I think Mandy Rose has improved a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she's really, because it's just like, I felt bad for her at one point when she was on the main roster. Like, she was not getting used at all whatsoever
because she couldn't wrestle.
That too, but now the fact that I would say the top women's champion in NXT so far up to this point. We'll see how that goes.
Right.
Where did Eagles go away?
And we're getting closer and closer to the Survivor Series.
Yeah, the Survivor Series with War Games. So that's going to be fun.
Are you going to be at the watch party for that, or you work?
Unfortunately,
it's Saturday, right? Yeah.
I'm definitely going to watch it on my break at work, but I'm not going to be at the watch party. And see, this is why a lot of times I hate the Saturday pay-per-views, because I'm always working every single goddamn Saturday.
Right.
Damn. Yeah, Mac is going to be on it. Earl is. Jeff is. And it's going to be on all their channels. I'm just thinking. Yep, Mac, the Giants fan. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You could have just said that. Like, I thought I said Mac. I was like,
yeah. Now you got me hungry. Damn it. But for me, I'm thinking about putting my channel on there. I'm still thinking about it because the more channels you put on there, it will still hurt the network in a way. So
yeah.
I'm still thinking about it, but I'm definitely going to be there. Definite.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun that night. Next Saturday night.
I know it's going to be a really good pay-per-view. Maybe you're going to really book it.
Yeah.
If I'm not
You
mistaken,
and that pen.
what's that, Mitch?
You in that pen.
Well, like I have weird habits sometimes.
I know. Hey, I do too. We all have weird habits from time to time. You're not the only one.
Now we got a backstage segment with Chase U, though. I mean, but man, I think overall, though, I mean, since getting back to watching NXT, thank God we're going back to the actual black and gold brand. For the love of God, I really
They
hate
need
that.
to switch it. They need to switch it around though, because I had lost interest after Vince McMahon took it over. I stopped watching NXT.
I think everybody did at that point.
I was like 2.0, and then switching
like
the
the-
name and not taking the brand. Yeah,
Like the entire set was goddamn bright. It's like damn.
and they still haven't been in a main in a different arena. They
No.
still
It looks still in the.
yeah. I mean, the pandemic is over, guys. Take NXT out of Florida and start putting them all over the place.
And now we're seeing Veer Mahan and Senga getting ready for in-ring action coming up next.
Okay.
Or into shares what they're coined as.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on. I need a good. Oh. Mm-mm.
And Rhea Ripley joined the War Games last night. That should be
That's
real.
gonna be like I said. I'm excited for this pay-per-view.
Let's just hope it's not going to flop.
Don't jinx it. And then again, Survivor Series, that's a very good point, though. Survivor Series and some of these pay-per-views, if you're going back before Triple H took over, has really not, as Earl put it, was lackluster. Before this year's Extreme Rules, I thought Extreme Rules was really well produced. You know what I mean? It's like you're called Extreme Rules for a reason. You got to live up to the damn name.
Well, that's what I mean. All of the War Games have delivered. They have. So I was saying to Jeff last night, I said, I just hope that the main roster War Games delivers, because if it doesn't, it will be the biggest disaster in Triple H's era. Because if the NXT War Games can deliver, I don't see why the WWE main roster can't deliver.
Because you got really good talent on the main roster on both brands. So, I mean, it's like, what harm can it do? You know what I mean? You're really, because if this flops, though, I mean, I put this is more like, I really hope it really doesn't, because I looked at somehow everything is kind of getting built up. And I know. I can't wait to see what DJ Storm has to say, because, good Lord, I think it's going to be interesting. Like, this dude is like DJ Storm's, man. It's hard to not to, if for those who are watching, if you don't even get interested in him, please, for the love of God, you do, because the dude goes in. Like, I've never seen a guy.
Pause.
Damn it, Mitch.
It's not my fault. You said it.
But you know where I'm going with this. I've never seen someone to give like an in-depth analysis on professional wrestling and all the stuff that he does.
Why do you think I got him in the network? He was my first draw, or second behind Timus. So, yep. That's why I have him and Earl leading the wrestling division, and I have you in the division, Tyler, Jeff, me, occasionally, whenever I feel like it. Whenever. And yep. And God, who's the last guy? Oh, Mac from time to time. Oh man, oh man.
And of course, I get shown an Olive Garden commercial. Really? God damn.
That makes me hungry.
Go get your brownies.
No, it's not time yet. Rob, you should know it's 9 o'clock. Oh, Hey, Chris.
So, Devin, it's possible. Well, I mean, we'll see how it comes Survivor Series.
I mean, I'm looking forward to this main roster. I can't wait to see how they deliver, how they handle
Absolutely.
the war games. And last night they did give the rules to the war games, and everybody should know right now how this war games works. You start with two people in the cage. Then every 5 minutes, somebody gets released from the shark cage. Now, the war games does not begin until all members of each team are in that cage. When they are in that cage, ladies and gentlemen, the war games begins. It is going to be nasty. It's going to be brutal.
Absolutely.
I expect them to use tables. I expect them to use anything, and when I mean anything necessary.
It's basically is what Errol is saying.
Anything necessary to neutralize your opponent. It's gonna be great.
It really is.
I can't wait. It's a great concept, and
it's a great concept though. You got to give Dust for a lot of people to never follow wrestling. New War Games is not even a new thing because you really go back to during the time of Dusty Rhodes. He's the one who pretty much invented the concept.
Yes, he did, and he must be smiling down in heaven.
I think he should also be smiling at how much his son has improved over the years. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see where they're going to. And can we just let Cody Rhodes bring back the damn Winged Eagle belt for the love of God? I'm tired of that copy and paste bullshit of a title. It's so boring. There's some other titles that need to be brought back. The European title, which I thought was, for me, in my understanding during the Attitude, was very underrated for what it was worth. I mean, bring back the old women's title design from the late 90s, so I say throughout the good portion of the 2000s.
Right.
Before they went straight to hell with that.
I am so glad that they retired the 24/7 title.
Oh, thank God. And we've been saying that for about a year and a half at that point. Like, just retire the damn thing.
I mean, the segments were so awful. Oh my gosh. It just brought the value of the show way down.
Like people you never expect to win the damn thing. So thank you for Nikki Cross for dumping in the trash.
Yeah, I was
missed it.
Yeah,
you missed the garbage.
I know.
I'm thinking myself, I was like,
keep pulling Ben Simmons. Keep pulling Ben Simmons.
Oh.
Well, at least she got rid of it, Mitch. At least she got rid of it.
But she got rid of it the wrong way, not the right way.
No, I understand. I understand, but the means justify the,
Absolutely, 100%.
I mean, she was trying to do her inner Medusa, but
yeah, a lot of people don't remember how infamous that moment was back in the year. Because I remember that like it's yesterday. Because I've been through the Monday Night Wars enough to realize how big that was at the time.
Right. And how significant in history it was.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, to come on television, national television, on a rival wrestling show,
exactly,
and dump
it in
that
trash.
Dump that title in the trash.
I'm rewatching on Peacock. I'll think to myself, man, like people don't you have to realize too, like during the late '90s and the WCW at times, some of the moments when I rewatched Nitro, I mean, wasn't great, but as soon as they got towards I was not say towards the 2000s, but like say when it gets like to 98, 1999, I think that's where their production. I mean, even before that, a little bit into after 1997, the production started getting a little bit better.
Right.
I mean, they have some very underrated people on that roster. Vampiro for me, I thought was very underrated because I really enjoyed watching Vampiro wrestle. Sting in his prime, which is crazy enough to say that. Yes, I am. Even though I'm not be showing my age a little bit. Yes, I'm still a young guy, but you have to live through the. See, this is why a lot of times wrestling fans like myself and Earl probably miss you at the same time. Y'all really missed out on the wild era of professional wrestling.
Yep.
Well, I grew up, like I said before in my journeys that I've been on. I grew up on the golden age of wrestling, and
The days of
you
Hulk
know,
Hogan, Randy Savage.
yeah, Ernie the Cat Lad, and Pedro
Ooh,
Morales, and Don Maraco, and you
damn.
know, I Bob Backlund. I grew up on all of that,
Oh, it's
and I was witness to some of it, and yeah, so yeah, when she got on Nitro and she dumped that belt in the
like
trash.
so, like as a kid. Well, for me, because at the time when she did that, I was about what a couple years old because I was still a kid. Like I didn't even know how to react to it. Looking back at it, almost like 20 something odd years later, it's like, damn, she just did that. Like you cannot tell me that's the most disrespectful thing you can do. I think, if not mistaken, too. This was what before her contract expired with the company.
Well, she said in an interview, she went to Vince and Vince said he wanted her to stay in WWE, and she said to him, she said, "Yeah, I'm gonna resign. I'm gonna resign with you, and everything like that." So he made her win the title, and she tricked him.
Like that's ridiculous.
She tricked him. He had no idea she was gonna do that.
And from what I've heard, like
And he was livid.
I mean, I know I would have but looking at that though, man, yeah, they seem to the late. Like the late 80s to the early 90s, like throughout the Monday Night Wars, yeah, that was I would say more like the push towards to get to the edgy part, where like you see like these, and I remember the days how. Hang on,
You good?
Yeah,
Left hand up.
choked on the wrong air.
Oh, Brad.
But like I was saying before, that little bit of an incident. I remember the days. I mean, when I don't remember when the Outsiders came in, both the late Scott Hall and Kevin Nash came in. Thought that was awesome to watch as a kid. I didn't get a chance to see. Well, I think that's more the NWO after they formed the NWO, because I think when did the Outsiders come out, like 92, 93, give or take,
Something like that.
Yeah, that was before I was even before it even existed. But seeing, because I remember the good days at the NWO. Obviously, my buddy Tyler, he kind of talked about he got the watered down version during the Ruthless Aggression era, and I started kind of poking fun at him. But yeah, it's just crazy of how much wrestling has changed over the last 20 years. Maybe for some people it's over 20 years. Some like Earl, probably the last 30 to some odd years. Like it's crazy of how much wrestling has changed since like the Wild West.
Yeah, well, something. I've been a fan of wrestling now for 41 years, and I mean I have seen things evolve over the years. But some people like that old time stuff, but we have to change with the times. It's not like what it used to be.
Oh, absolutely. But
Yeah.
but yeah, almost time for Mitch to go get his brownies.
13 minutes. Let me alone.
His 9 o'clock brownie hour.
I already had some insomniac cookies, so I
Never heard of that.
insomniac cookies. You never had those?
No.
Oh my goodness! Wow, look it up on the internet. Very good stuff.
Uh,
Um, good cookies, great stuff.
Well, the only one place I did want to, I want to try to get to New York and try to go to Katz's Deli. That's kind of where I want to.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
That's in Philly. Oh shit.
And Katz's Deli is on Ludlow Street
Ludlow
in New
Street.
York. Yes, in New York City. It is a very famous delicatessen. And
They
if
got some good corned beef over there.
let me tell you something, Robert. You need to be really hungry. And when I mean hungry, I mean they give you a sandwich like this.
I seen how big the sandwiches are. I was like, good God, like how can anybody eat? Oh my goodness.
You're gonna get lockjaw trying to get the
They're so goddamn big. But
Pause, Rob. Pause.
But I mean, look, corned beef. I mean, well, that depends on where you go, though. I mean, corned beef. I like corn. I mean, I want to try the thing is too. Like they're, I don't know, man. Corn for me, I'm very picky on who does the corned beef and pastrami because I like those kinds of types of meats.
On.
Damn it, Mitch.
Dude, stop saying it, then I won't say it.
But because I feel like, I mean, for me, I just like the open face Reuben. I think, like I said, I had to go to the. See the thing is too. I've been to New York, but I've never been to the city. But I've been like towards like more upstate, towards like the Cooperstown area, a couple times. So I've never been into the city portion of New York, like and actually, kind of like visiting the other like the 5 boroughs. Let me try to think because you got Manhattan. No, yeah, you got Manhattan.
The Bronx.
You got the Bronx,
Queens,
Brooklyn,
and Queens.
God damn. Oh, of course. Can we get Wendy Chu off my screen? For the love of God. Triple H, repackage her for the love of Christ. God, this gimmick sucks.
She's the one that dresses in onesies.
Goddamn pajamas. Like, who? I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, Tyler would say the exact same thing, too. Like, we don't like it. Oh, Jesus Christ. But, I mean, still.
That match she had at Stand and Deliver, that was terrible. That match was so awful. Oh, gosh. That was so bad.
So now we're going to get JD McDonough and Apollo Crews going to go at it.
Okay.
In this next matchup.
All right.
Because now the scene is from last week. Also get Cow Crusher variation. From JD McDonough.
What do you think about Booker T's commentary?
I liked it, but he has his funny moments. That's why I love the guy like Booker T on the commentary. Yes, I know it's going to be a little bit different now that Pat McAfee's not. It's not going to be around for a while. But I mean, you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, Kevin Patrick on Raw is terrible.
Yeah, I don't like Kevin Patrick.
He is as green. He is very green.
I don't even like Corey Graves either. Corey Graves for me is just Corey Graves for me is just the one I can't. I mean, I tolerate, but he's hard to. It's kind of ridiculous to hate.
Yeah, well, he carries Raw because Patrick is just. I don't like.
He's not cutting it.
No, he's not cutting it. I don't like his commentary. I don't.
This is why I think for me. This is why I think SmackDown always had the better commentary in the years that I remember.
Yes.
I know. There's gonna be some people that don't like Michael, and yes, and then at times you do have a good argument that Michael Cole at times can be tolerable. Sometimes he may be unlikable, but everyone has their different perception on him.
But he is of late. He has brought it.
Oh, absolutely. For being the commentator.
Yeah.
God, I remember the days where he wore a turtleneck during interviews and stuff like that. Like I remember the good old days.
Yeah.
Just even with him and JR, I mean, him and JR at times, sometimes Jonathan Coach wasn't really my type of commentator.
Mm-mm. For me, it was Lawler and Ross.
Oh,
They were
you cannot beat that duo. I'm sorry. That's like it's too much. Like it's hard to not really think. You say if you hate that duo, then there's something wrong with you because they know how to bring it, especially Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Monsoon
The late Gorilla Monsoon.
Lane Gorilla Monsoon and
See,
yeah,
I was in the.
Ventura. Yes.
I remember I was part of the era where I still had Laura, Jr. There were some instances where in the reunion, there's some reunion episodes that when Gorilla Monsoon came back, we had McMahon and Monsoon on commentary for a short
Mm-hmm.
while. But for me, it was always Lawler and JR from most of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I lived through the Attitude Era, so I lived in I would say the wild wild west of the WWE at the time. No,
Right.
and it's crazy looking back at it. It's like some of the stuff that they done, like this shit's not gonna. It's like and like you said, it's like we're also changing with the times. Like some of the stuff that we just got away with in the '90s, we ain't gonna fly. I mean, shit, even the '80s, or like there was one instance where Roddy Piper did. I could say a partial blackface, which thank God they didn't bring that into the peak part of that Peacock. Because that's just, but, or what was another really bad moment that you really, well, and then again, the Ruthless Aggression Editor too was kind of edgy. I mean, oh boy, looking at we watched some of those shows and just seeing, God, I mean, The Rock just got the prime Rock was, I mean, you cannot go wrong with The Rock in his prime years, in the late '90s, almost early 2000s, where he just was at his best. And the fact that in that time period where you had Stephanie just get the short end of the stick on become a butt of the joke almost everybody. And I find it ironic too. And there were some instances where Triple H and Stephanie kind of went at it on screen, which is kind of ironic looking back that they're still married. They're married to each other at the same time.
Right.
But I mean, so far, like I even had people and because I didn't really expect to see Braun Breaker dropping the belt anytime soon, unless he might get a main roster call, but I don't know when that's going to happen.
Right.
What do you think, Earl? Do you think it's still?
I think it's a little too early, but I know as of late that some of the Raw tapings before Raw hits the air on main event, they have been bringing up some of the NXT stars to get a tryout before they get even called on the main roster, which I believe, which I totally agree with Triple H's idea with this is because you want to see what the fans' reaction is going to be like
Absolutely.
with them before they get split up on Raw or they get split up on SmackDown, because you don't want them to stink.
Oh
So
yeah.
you want them
this guy stinks.
you want them to connect with the audience. He has to have the it factor, which is viable if you want to connect to the audience and the storyline.
Absolutely. Because for me, I feel like the one guy that can give you the it factor is probably Braun Breaker. Yes, I mean, I had never been around to see his dad wrestle, but I remember his days of his uncle Scott. Let's be real, one of the most terrible wrestlers in the ring. Oh boy, and the fact that one time in NXT, the fact that he pulled out Spider-Man, it's like, what the fuck am I listening to? God, wrestling fans, does anybody remember the Steiner segment in TNA back then?
Yeah.
God damn, that was like, what the hell are you talking about? That's like, that's something to myself, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
right?
God, it's just like
get to the point.
Exactly, get to the goddamn point. It's like,
right.
I understand why some people. I find it humorous at the same time, it's kind of convoluted. But I mean. I think Braun Breaker could be that guy. I think he could be a really good face for. The question is, though, I mean, look, I know it's still kind of like Earl says, too early to say if Braun Breaker does, I mean, at some point I think he should get the NXT get a call to the main roster because let's be real, I think that you got a potential, you got a really good star on your hands in NXT.
Right.
But
I think the most important thing now for the WWE right now at this point is trying to reconnect the audience to the women's division
yeah,
because the main roster women's division is
dead.
awful. It is awful. I mean, Mia Yim comes out and there's crickets. You just take a tumbleweed and throw it across the floor, and
yeah. I mean, it's sad. I mean, you have potential superstars in the women's division, but yet you ain't doing nothing with them to really show you. Isn't it? No, that's just what. Isn't that the SmackDown women's division? Or is
it's both. It's the
really?
both.
Wow,
It's both. It is both.
That is shocking.
It is both. It is both. They get in that ring, they are wrestling, and there is no reaction to anything.
Yeah, which
The
kind of leads me to
is dead.
Yeah, which kind of leads me to me that they don't even care about women's wrestling, which is really sad to say because, you know, we knew that the NWA is, let's be real, at this point, I would say dead in my eyes because the fact that you put the title on Brodus Clay for whatever God knows what reason, I mean, you have Nick Aldis that is already wanting, I think he's already left the company. Who's to say? I mean, who's to say? Because I mean, after Billy Corgan's comments, I don't know very saw the comments that Billy Corgan made. That I guess like women can't hold up. I think at a pay-per-view or something like that. I don't know exactly what he said, but it was something that just looked super terrible. It sounded so bad. It got to the point where it really pissed off. Like I saw that pissed off Mickey James. I mean, Mickey James was pissed off about it. We know that Nick Aldis was pissed off about it, and at that point, I mean, Yuri lost the prestigious.
Rob, you're gonna laugh. So I went on to the chat that Jeff is on now, and I put Ben Simmons is playing well.
Oh damn!
I
really hope it. I hope. Yeah, but I mean, so far though, I mean, I like what Apollo Crews is bringing to NXT since being there. Let's be real, man. I mean, really putting on it's a really good match by McDonough and Apollo Crews, but McDonough though, I mean, I don't know. Like, I just really never watched too much British style wrestling, but I mean, of course, now they show somebody dressed someone like Santa Claus in the seats. And Chad's in the chat. What up, Chad? And I did say,
Chad.
But yeah. So Mitch, I need 56 subscribers till your magic number. All right.
Oh boy.
I'm at 8.
9 o'clock.
Brownie time.
Is it one or two, Mitch?
Oh, I can grab a whole crate and I just eat. But it's like Patrick. Oh boy, 9 p.m.
Oh. No, that's 3 a.m. Oh boy, 3 a.m.
I know, but for me it's 9 p.m.
Oh yeah. But I mean, so far though, is another good match by even though the Indus match I didn't really care for. That's more of a squash match. But so I got Crew. Oh man. Crews to the outside. Oh, missed a like a punt kick by McDonough, but damn. Okay, man. All right, so now we got Crews and get thrown back into the ring by McDonough. Man, British wrestlers, man, they just know how to bring it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Finn Balor for sure. No, I mean, definitely
Yeah,
Rhea, even though Rhea's Australian, but
right.
oh my god, I guess I don't know exactly what that maneuver was, but almost like a inverted Death Valley driver off the top. But good lord. But trying to think who right now has become big successful out of the British wrestling scene. I mean, you had Finn Balor,
Jordan Devlin.
What the hell is Jordan? Jordan Devlin has nowhere to be goddamn seen.
No, I know, but
That's sad. Because with him and Finn Balor, man, I think they really put on a really good match on NXT UK
right.
when Finn Balor came back.
And
I mean,
Finn Balor is going to take on AJ Styles at Survivor Series.
And that's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to kick off the show, or is that going to be? It's not going to be the main event.
I'm not sure. I think the War Games is going to be the main event.
I think I saw the War Games was it could be the main event, but I could look up the match card for.
And we also have Shotzi Blackheart. She's going to take on Ronda Rousey.
Ugh. I love Shotzi, but really?
Yeah, she's going to take on Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, so that's what the SmackDown Women's. But I'll give this a benefit of the doubt that Shotzi's finally get. I don't know. I think I feel like the fact that she's getting paired up with Ronda and the championship match. I think that's still too early for Shotzi.
Well, we're gonna have to see, but the match is not going to be.
It's not going to be great by any stretch. I mean, just at face value. When everybody's working with Ronda, it's never good. You know,
because it's sloppy. It's sloppy. It's going to be uncoordinated hot mess.
For the women's War Games, you got Bianca, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and two mystery partners taking on Damage Control and Nikki Cross and their mystery partner.
Well, which is Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, which is Rhea Ripley, and I don't know exactly who's going to join Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka.
We were talking about that. We were talking about that last night. I'm sorry to cut you off, Robert.
It's like I'm trying to think. It's like who has familiarity with those women? You know,
I would say Becky Lynch.
Why do I have a? Yeah, you know what? That's a very good point.
They did take her out backstage and separated her shoulder. So I would not be surprised and I would not be shocked if we heard her music in Boston.
Yeah. Or no, Sasha Banks is probably on the hiatus at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Tap in on that, but you're right, bro.
Because I'm looking at the Breacher Report article. I said so the match card goes. I mean, it's yeah, not that. They said they're going to show like the Roman Reigns is going to be the pin. Should be pinned for the first time in 3 years. And let's be real, I like Roman, but man, good for the love of God, drop the damn belt. I'm sick of it. I'm really kind of sick of him holding the damn titles for the last 2 goddamn years. Like, let somebody else take a chance.
Yeah. But, he's dominant. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's a very good point. But I know they also showed that Sasha Banks and Naomi could finally return, which is possible. I mean, but then again, I don't know about Sasha though. It's going to be an interesting thing to look at. You know what I mean? It's just like, is Sasha really want to come back after that entire debacle, whatever that debacle was? That can just really took her mind out of it.
Right. I
mean, do you see Naomi return? I don't think. And again, though, does Naomi even? I don't think she even has familiarity. Now that I think about it, I don't know. Like, I don't even know what to think at this point. Because it could, like I say, I mean, it could be Becky. I know Becky's got has familiarity with Bianca and Alexa and Asuka. But we'll see what happens because let's see the match card. Let's see. Okay, so yeah. Damien said Mia Yim is part of that with Asuka and Alexa Bliss. Okay, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. And there was no crowd reaction to that, by the way.
Hey, Damien, it's been forever. You haven't been on my channel, bro. What the hell?
So
you're too scared.
So now we get up next is the North American Championship contract signing. But other than that, so other predictions, you had the Bloodline taking on the Brawling Brutes and whoever else wants to. I'm trying to think who, but Brawling Brutes, Drew McIntyre, and a mystery partner. But they're saying it could be either Kevin Owens or Madcap Moss. Could be that.
Well, Kevin Owens got injured this past weekend in a live event.
Right.
So I'm not sure if he'll be able to go next Saturday night at the Survivor Series. We could get a surprise.
That's what I'm thinking. Like it could be any. But then again, it kind of gets you thinking, like, who has the familiarity with Drew McIntyre and the Brawling Brutes? Like that's very good. God, that's really screwing with my brain. That's a very good thing to think about. But of course, and then showing some Chuck. Nobody cares about golf because golf is one of those sports that's just going to put me to damn sleep. Oh, it's good.
Hey, I like golf.
Golf's for old people. For the love of God, that's a retirement.
I was born into it. I was born watching golf. It's not my fault.
Well, I didn't say. Did I even say that, Mr. Nincompoop?
I like watching golf. I can actually call golf. It's not that hard.
I would be shocked if you. Yeah,
I'm not doing the whole day.
I was probably saying, man, you want to take a bet on that?
Hey, I would. Give me the last day of the tournament.
Mitch doing a watch along for
with
the US Open.
That would be great to see. So let's see. Nobody cares about the SmackDown Women's Title match. We're going to get the U.S. title match between Rollins and Lashley. Oh, it's a triple threat match for the U.S. title at Survivor Series.
That should be interesting.
So apparently, so the Elimination Chamber in 2023 is going to be held in Montreal, which is
right.
It's very surprising that Montreal has ever had. It's been what? And also, this is coming from CBS Sports. Like the last major event to be held in Montreal was Breaking Point back in 2009.
Right.
Damn, it's really been that goddamn long. Wow, that is nuts. God, the bells. Oh boy, man. And then let me see the Montreal. No, that was no. Wait a minute, Montreal Screwdriver though. That was a Survivor Series, if I'm not mistaken, too. No, what was the different event? What pay per view did the Montreal Screwdriver take place? I'm thinking it's Survivor Series. That's what I'm thinking.
I think it did happen there. I think, or was it something else? I don't.
It was at Survivor Series.
Yes.
November 9th, 1997. Good God.
Yeah. Right. Earl Hebner said that night that he told Bret Hart what was going to happen.
That's crazy. And the fact that I don't know, man, but that just ugh. And it's crazy too. The fact that since then, the fact that both McMahon and Bret Hart reconciled after that, it's like I'm thinking to myself, like, what sense did that make? You know, the fact I didn't get that. I really didn't get that part.
I didn't get that part either. That didn't make
Never
no
understood
sense.
why you screwed him. And I'm gonna say too, heel Shawn Michaels too was very underrated too, especially the fact when he went back to Montreal. The fact, oh, damn, like the fact you poke fun at that. Well, I don't know how the true that's going to be, but like I said, we'll see what happens in Survivor Series. I think, yeah, like Earl said, I think it's going to be you, Jeff, and Mac, maybe. But we'll see. Like a weird backstage segment right now. Obviously, Apollo Crews gets the dub. Okay. But man, we still got a few more matches in. I think we got a couple promo segments still got to get through. We'll see what happens.
I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, I think if Survivor Series can go as advertised, I think this is probably one of the best Survivor. Well, I would say
we're gonna have to see.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because I think for me, the best Survivor Series that I've seen as a kid was the Montreal Screwjob in 1997. I mean, because for me as a kid, I mean, like I really, because people, it's crazy of how much. I mean, how much Bret Hart really didn't give a flying rat's ass at all.
Right. I think the greatest Survivor Series for me was the night The Undertaker made his debut.
Right. Actually, you know what? That's a very good point. I think everyone's going to put that as the number one because that was 1990. Unfortunately, you had to have Bruce Pritchard by his side, brother-in-law. God, I fucking hate it. Looking back then, I hated that.
Sitting in that arena watching The Undertaker debut, that was a moment for me as a wrestling fan. I mean,
shit. I remember. I mean, even though I've been to like I said, I haven't been to a WWE event in a very long time. Since like 2016 when I think when the Money in the Bank was, or the Royal Rumble was back in Philly, or whatever it was. I think it was. And there goes Mitch. Like I was setting up. I don't know exactly what section it was, but we were close, or obviously not close. We were like in the nosebleeds, were like the good middle section of the arena. And I remember just the Shield when the Shield was still together, and my mom kind of freaked out because when Seth Rollins walked by her, and she almost told me she was almost like. I don't know, like it was kind of weird. Like she almost wanted to trip him. I don't know exactly what she exactly said, but for me, it was one of the best moments as a wrestling fan. You got to see the Shield up close coming through.
That's cool.
It really was. But I'm trying to hopefully when AEW comes back to Philly, I want to try to at least get to tickets because let's be real, I haven't, like I said, I've been a hot minute since I've been to a WWE event or any wrestling events for that matter.
Yeah, I've been to one of the AEW events in Philadelphia. I went, and when they debuted in Philadelphia, I went, and but I never went back ever since because because of my work schedule, I can't.
Yeah, it was hard because that's kind of how my schedule was. It's like I was working this, I was like, I'm thinking myself, God damn it, but. Well, when WrestleMania 40 comes, you bet I mean, you're gonna be. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a fun night. 2 nights in Philadelphia. That's at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, that's 40. Going. Oh yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited. I can't wait. That's gonna be a fun trip.
It really is. For me, it's gonna be a short trip to Philly.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun for me. I'm only 2 hours away from Philly.
That's crazy.
I mean, only 2 hours. It's going to be a very easy trip for me.
Yeah, make sure you don't run into any traffic.
Right. But taking the Greyhound down, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely, man. Because it's like I wanted to experience because I don't think I've ever been to a pay-per-view at all as a wrestling fan, but like I know my buddy Key's trying to go. We're definitely going to meet you for the first time outside of YouTube Definitely going to meet Mitch for the first time as well. We're going to meet some of you guys for the first time outside of behind the screen, which is going to be fun.
Yeah, well, you know something, I was thinking about this, and I was saying to myself, I said, maybe I can coordinate something where I can get all of you guys before the show, and we all go out to dinner or something, and
I'm down.
we meet, for the first time, and you know,
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
and talk about
Exactly.
wrestling
Basically, yeah, and kind of just get our few things and shit, and try to at least vlog it at the same time too. I mean, that would
right,
be great too.
exactly. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because I mean, it's like I've wanted because I know Key and Spotlight were the only two people I know outside of and Mitch too, who are close nearby. But it's gonna be fun. Come April of 2023, or no,
Yeah,
2024. I'm an idiot.
24. Yeah,
I just realized that because this year's WrestleMania is going to be in Los Angeles.
right in Hollywood. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. $1,756 for ringside seats.
Good Lord!
Yeah.
Thank God Thank God. At least the East Coast is a little bit cheaper. Good Lord! Like
When I saw that price, I almost fell out of my bed. I was like, "What?"
It's like how do people like? That's like almost like well for me that's more than what I'm paying for. Well, less than what I'm paying less than $1,000 for rent, so I'm paying less for rent than I'm doing on a damn wrestling ticket. Fuck that.
Can you imagine spending that for 2 nights?
I mean, the Super Bowl tickets when they were at SoFi, good Lord, was even worse.
Yeah, but this is bad. This is really bad.
It really is, but I would not be surprised if those diehard wrestling fans who save up a shit ton of money and pack out was it that SoFi?
Yeah.
If SoFi gets packed out, I'd be goddamn surprised. But then again, I mean,
I couldn't believe the price. I
was like, who pays over $1,000 for a wrestling ticket? I mean, it was like those people we've seen, thank God for SeatGeek, right? At least I can get, because for me, SeatGeek's a very good place to get my tickets from and make sure I get a good deal out of it.
Yeah.
So now I got Carmelo Hayes now already signed the contract for his portion of the contract. Now I've got Wes Sleaton. Now,
he was recently called up, Carmelo Hayes.
Or Carmelo, yeah, I've been hearing talk. There's been talks that he might be getting called up very soon.
Well, he did get a tryout at the main event. He was good. I enjoyed his.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I also heard that Cameron Grimes might get a call up too. From what I've been hearing rumblings that Cameron Grimes might get a call up.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because I mean, I like Carmelo. I like Carmelo Hayes. I mean, Cameron Grimes has been a very interesting talent.
Right.
Because I mean, the Schism. I mean, I even talked to Tyler this too. When me and Tyler kind of talked about this too. The Schism. We didn't exactly who they were because when we started doing the NXT Watch Party, until we just kind of figured out, it was led by Joe Gacy and stuff like that. We started just kind of, Tyler kind of understood it better. That like we just started kind of digging now. The fact that they have Ava Rain in the group too, which is also great too. I'm excited to see what they're going to have for her in NXT.
Yeah, the problem is that with some of the women, they have to connect with the audience, and which is very viable.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you don't have it, then you just can't be in the wrestling ring. I mean, it's just.
And it's crazy too when Ava Rain made her debut. I mean, she had a really good pop with the crowd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then she's got a good mic skills. Still picked up what her dad taught her of how to cut a promo, which is crazy. Now we get a weird vignette at a bar, like a bar vignette. Interesting. Ooh, who could this be? So now we're getting a tag team match between the Dyad and Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. What? All right. All right. So now I get the commercial breaks. I mean, I don't know. So I mean, so far though, it hasn't really been I don't think so far it has really been very decent for NXT this week. I mean, Apollo Crews getting the win over McDonough. I mean, Breaker winning over Wagner. I think that was to be expected. Which I mean, it was like I said, it's too soon for him to drop the belt. But yeah, that's just where I'll say that. I mean, it's just NXT though. I mean, like I said, even though in recent and there's some instances where they might have not put on a good show, but I mean, I think so far you got some potential on that brand that you could see. Carmelo Hayes, Cameron Grimes. There's going to be. I mean, the fact that they're finally actually doing something with Veer Mahan. Now, let's be real. That you got to at least build that guy up because I think there's potential written all over Veer Mahan, to be a decent wrestler. I would say.
Right.
But it's just, well, like I said, we'll see what happens. So I'm excited to see what Mandy Rose and Alba Fire might do with the last woman standing match because I know how that's kind of been, I would say, teased, but I don't know. Boy, I can see really, I don't know. I don't know that you could probably put that on a pay-per-view for NXT, an NXT pay-per-view.
You had to stand and deliver.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that from what I've heard, that pay-per-view just didn't do well.
Well, they're bringing it back next year for WrestleMania weekend.
Ooh. Well, I mean, look, I don't like NXT. I like NXT, but you got to put on a better show than what you did last year. Was it last year? Last year, Stand and Deliver was that bad?
I think so. Yes.
Because I mean, you got to at least like guys like people like the Schism. I think is an interesting faction to really look at. I mean, you got this all potential superstar talent. I mean, at least got to put on a better show, especially under the Triple H regime. Like that's just my little bit of a nitpick.
I agree. I agree with you.
But I don't know. Yeah.
SmackDown should be good this week.
Oh yeah. I'm just trying to think of let's think of how they're going to build up to Survivor Series.
Right.
Just trying to figure out how would you try to build up to Survivor Series in the next 11 days because you got a lot of time.
You got to ramp it up. You have to promote it well because right now they're focusing on the War Games. They're not really focusing on the other matches that are attached to this War Games. And I'm just a little nervous about that because I don't want the matches to suffer and be overshadowed by the War Games. So
oh yeah,
that is an issue.
It's like some another show showing the like a preview of it. Like you said, if they just focus on that one portion of the pay-per-view, it's not going to do well. I mean, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't want to underutilize the undercard and then just take the main card, which is the War Games, and put a Sunder over it.
Oh yeah,
because that won't look good.
It really wouldn't. And it's just, I got a weird backstage segment right now.
So
Okay. Hmm. So looks like now we're getting the dyad.
uh
And now we're getting to see Schism, or technically the entire Schism faction out. Hmm. Yeah, Joe Gate. Man.
Hmm.
They get now we're going to see the dyad in action. Numbers Ava Rain and Joe Gacy in this old CZW gear, which is great to see.
And the bell has rung.
Yes, sir. I don't know, man. I have a gut feeling this kids are going to find a way to screw Briggs and Jensen. Because knowing that you have Ava Rain and Joe Gacy at ringside, that kind of, I don't know.
That sounds like a recipe for something mischief.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because I mean, the Schism faction, and from what I've seen so far in a very short amount of time, I think they got potential to be a good faction. Knowing that you
Right.
got a guy like Joe Gacy, who's obviously has been well established in this time in CZW, which is surprising. I actually watched some of his old tape. It's like, even though it's what he, I mean, I know this is more of his like a PG version of what he's more like say tamed down, but that's what my buddy Tyler says too. It's like, I don't know. It's just like it's something that's kind of interesting, but well, so it looks like Brooks, Jason or Josh Briggs kind of in control, and then we got Jensen coming in as well at the same time and get some tag team momentum going. But man, I think so far in though, I think NXT has been a really, really good show. I mean, for what we've seen so far. But yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see.
So the show's been solid.
So far, yeah. So far of what we've seen.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, looks like apparently they updated. Okay, so apparently when I wrote the card down, I mean, it looks like they had they updated it. Okay, so we still got that. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we still got a couple. We still got to go through. We still got to get through kind of that. We did got through the McDonough and Cruz match. We still got to get. We got to get through with the women's title match, and we still got to do India. Still got two more matches we still got to go through on this card.
Okay.
So I mean, we still got to go.
So the last woman standing match
We had
would
to get
close
through.
the
We got to get
show.
to that match. We still got to get through Indy Hartwell and Tatum Paxley going through, and I think also saw that Shawn Michaels is also going to issue a statement as well. I think try to end off NXT this week.
Oh, okay.
Well, like I said, we'll see what happens because. And try to get a tag in, but Rip Fowler ain't gonna. Now it's deal with Brooks Jensen. Ooh, with a forearm shiver. A double underhook slam into a backbreaker. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, golly. And Jensen with a diving forearm shot. They splash on. Looks like we have a distraction from the side of Brooks and Jensen.
Of course.
Oh, it looked like a double code breaker by Fowler. And we got a cover here. 1, 2, 3. And the Dyad pick up the win over Briggs and Jensen.
That was a quick match.
Yeah. Because I feel like there was another woman that got involved, especially on Briggs and Jensen's portion of the side.
Which you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, that's crazy. I thought the schedule were going to find a way to do something to get involved, but I guess I was wrong with that. Good on that part. So we had somebody in the green jacket coming and it just almost took. And that just kind of just took everything out. And the Diet pick up the win. So now we have 2 more matches and another segment we have to get through for NXT. I don't know. But also I guess that's right. The next pay-per-view is Deadline. So Shawn Michaels is going to come out and issue the statement up next. We're going to get that after this commercial break. So we're going to see what Shawn Michaels has to bring to the table for that.
What was the name of the event?
NXT Deadline.
Oh. Okay. And that's happening in December or?
Yeah, December 10th. And that'll be at the Performance Center, apparently.
Oh, jeez.
Like you said, man, it's like, really you had to get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many arenas that you could hold the event in, but you haven't pulled the trigger.
So, I mean, so let's see. Okay, so apparently this event is replacing War Games or NXT War Games.
Oh.
So apparently, it's according to Sports Kita that this, statement is going to be quote unquote massive. Then that could mean anything, knowing that Shawn Michaels is pretty much the, I would say, what producer on NXT, or is he? I don't even forget what his role is.
He's vice president of something. I
like talent relations or whatever. I don't know exactly what his role is, but we'll see. So Deadline. So December 10th. What day is that? December 10th. That is a Saturday. God damn it. I worked that day. Shit. And of course, the following pay-per-view is Day 1. God, why is Day 1 still a thing? Then again,
Day 1 has been canceled.
Really?
They scrapped it. Yes.
Thank God, because I hated that. I thank God they got rid of that, because that's just a stupid name for a pay-per-view. Day 1.
Right. Yeah, they scrapped it.
Oh yeah. I just looked at. Apparently, I'm looking at the Wikipedia. So apparently, the cancellation was not confirmed by the company. So on Day 1.
Yeah, they officially, they're not rescheduling it. They're not doing anything with it. They scrapped it.
Well,
I'm thankful for it because 2 pay-per-views in January is just too much.
it's too much for people to watch, and not to mention you got you got NFL football going on too at the same time, which I did think a lot of people are going to turn into more than watching, because I know we're going to be watching a lot of football.
Right. And then of course you have the Rumble on Saturday night.
Yeah,
You know, the end of January. So
I mean,
I think 1 pay-per-view is enough.
yeah, I agree 100% because I mean that is like too much. I mean, I know there's going to be some diehards. I know that. I mean, we'll be crazy people to look at that. But I mean, if you're like I said, realistically, I don't think. And plus, it's going to take a lot of toll on the superstars as well. I mean, you got to at least give them a break every once in a while.
Right.
So, I got Vic Joseph and Booker T on the commentary booth. Honestly, if I'm like Triple H, I would still keep maybe I don't know. Because me and Tyler were going to talk about this too. It's just like of how much star power that the Toxic Attraction has. Is like, do you risk calling them up, or do you want to still keep them down for a little bit longer? I don't know.
Well,
like that's still kind of I'm still right in between.
See, the problem is you have to reestablish the women's division first before you add anybody to the mix.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, so apparently they were going to have to do their version of obviously the elimination chambers for what Shawn Michaels was saying. Like if they lose, it'd be like a version of. Yeah, now that I think about it, that's how I'm thinking about it because of what Shawn Michaels said. I mean, if you lose, like I want to say, well, not say like that,
Right?
but I don't know. What the hell? Okay, weird. Look like the so Paxley, Tatum and Indy Hartwell is now underway. So at the same time, so mark that off on my notes.
All right. So we're getting closer and closer to the main event.
Yeah, so I'm pretty. Like I said, I even said this before too. I think Mandy Rose and this women's title match will be the main event. This is the way that I'm seeing it. And yeah, okay. Oh, what a hard clothesline by Indy Hartwell.
Mm. How is her wrestling?
She doesn't look too bad.
Oh, okay.
But she's very hard hitting though.
Wow.
She's like that. She's like a bruiser type in the
like
ring.
Shayna Baszler?
Something like that. Yeah, with the disgusting mean streak.
Ooh.
Oh, so actually they're showing across the so they're showing the NXT has on the tour. They're going to St. Petersburg, Lakeland, Florida. They're going to the Jacksonville this December. They're going out to Gainesville. Man, all of these are just in Florida in different cities. For the love of God.
Right.
But then again, though, I mean, if you go places outside of places than where you are, I'm okay with that. If you stay away,
I'm fine with that.
Because I mean, they have a date for Gainesville, Florida. They're going to Tampa, I think, late in early to mid-December.
All right.
So I mean, And that's where you say where that point comes in. Like, at least go somewhere else and try.
Right.
Jeez, what a nice uppercut cover. 1, 2, no. So we got one of another Diamond Mine members out at ringside for Paxley Tatum.
Okay.
Ooh, stiff rib shot. Try to break the hold with the rib shots. Just Hartwell's just pretty much in control of this match since it started.
Right. She was part of the way.
Yeah. Oh.
That Dexter Loomis.
Mm-hmm. Now Paxley now with the momentum shit, but nope. Andy Hartwell says, you know what, I have other ideas. And face first into the turnbuckle to get separation. And another face first into the other turnbuckle. And a Hart clothesline. And swinging neck breaker. Like a standing moonsault, corkscrew moonsault. 1, 2, no. And Hartwell just took off the mask of Paisley or Paxley. Like that protective mask.
Why was she wearing that mask?
Me and Tar, when we did our first NXT Watch Party, we didn't understand why. 1, 2, 3. Andy Hartwell takes the victory.
Maybe she broke her nose.
That's what I'm thinking too. I mean, even talking about this too. That especially when Shayna Baszler, I think that was took a too stiff shot to Natalia and broke her nose with that bare knee strike.
Yeah, she's gonna be out 3 months. Natalia.
So that's what they're saying. What, a 3-month layoff?
Yeah, it shattered everything in her nose.
Oh, good Lord!
Yeah, so she's gonna need rhinoplasty surgery.
God, that's. I like. It means we were kind of disgusted at that. That literally you couldn't like backed off on the knee, like ease up on the knee shot because good Lord.
Yeah, well, she was being controlled by Ronda Rousey.
First of all, I think Shayna Baszler could have been a lot better off without Ronda. But now we're getting to the main event. Mandy Rose and Alba Fire. I gotta say though, man, I think Triple H and the rest of the people who do NXT now has really done a really good job with Mandy Rose since her time there.
Right.
I mean, Gigi Dolan knows adding her with Jason Jane with Toxic Attraction. I've seen them just get a really good crowd reaction each and every week. But now we're seeing giving a preview for the World Cup, for the WWE World Cup.
That's SmackDown.
Yeah, which is a very interesting concept in its own right. But then again, it is World Cup season for us diehard soccer fans. But
right.
But it's going to be in Hartford, Connecticut this Friday night at 8:00 Eastern time.
Yeah, I won't be able to watch SmackDown because I will be live inside the Prudential Center for Rampage.
Ooh, good shit. Good shit. That's right. You're not that far out from Newark, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
What about not even an hour outside of? Well, because I live out in Jersey, so Newark's more towards my north end.
Well, I work in Harborside, Jersey City. So
okay. So you're right towards the shore. Okay, wait,
right.
Jersey, wait, hang on. That's in North Jersey, correct?
I think so.
Because, like I said, I've lived down in South Jersey for most of my life. So, I mean, the farthest I go up north is towards Trenton. That's pretty much about it. But like I said, I mean, I still haven't been other places in Jersey other than just kept around here towards the Gloucester City, towards the shore area. So that's kind of where
Right.
I'm at. So that's pretty much where I'm from. But I mean, yeah. So like I said, I mean, when WrestleMania comes to Philly, like I said, it takes me about not even 5 minutes to get to cross the Walt Whitman Bridge to get to Philly, and just be like that.
Nice.
It's like but man, can 24 just hurry the hell up for the love of God? I want because it's like I just feel like I'm just really hyped for WrestleMania. Like the fact that Philly has not had a WrestleMania since 1999, I think it was.
I think it's 2009.
Let me see.
I think it's 2009. That was the year JR returned to WrestleMania.
It was
After he had
1999 at the first.
99. Okay.
Well, at the what used to be at the one before the Wells Fargo, it was called the First Union Center. Good Lord.
Yes, that's the night JR returned. After he had Bell's palsy.
Oof.
Yeah. And Michael Cole stepped aside and made him call the main event.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
Yeah. He walked down the aisle and he tipped his hat to JR and he told JR, bring it home.
I'm excited of what the stage set's going to look like for WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, that's I saw the logo. I saw the logo.
The logo was actually it looked pretty nice with that
yeah,
Eagles Hunter
the Eagles.
midnight green.
Yeah, that looks
with
nice.
the Liberty Bell, man. You can't. Jeez, I was about a year old when the last time WrestleMania was in Philadelphia. So yeah, I was a young toddler in 1999.
Right.
God,
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a fun weekend. It's gonna. I hope the weather is good. I hope the weather holds up.
Fingers crossed, because goddamn, these being in the Northeast kind of sucks sometimes with the damn weather.
Oh yes.
But if it's going to be, it's well, no, in April, how many times the month of April just rains consistently. All right, so we're back from a commercial break.
I remember when I saw WrestleMania in MetLife twice, and it was freezing. It was cold.
I mean, but now we're at the backstage with Hartwell, who just got finished with the match. Now it's kind of talking things with Roxanne Perez.
Everyone does. So if I need to break someone's nose to get into that challenge, that's exactly what I'll do.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, spicy, aren't we?
Yeah. That's why Indy Hartwell, man. So next week we get the North American Championship for between Wes Lee and Carmelo Hayes.
All right.
So next week also going to have Wendy Chu, and that's another superstar that I feel next season think of highlights. That's Cora Jade. I think Cora Jade for me it's not really the little bit. Oh, main event time. Yeah, Chad. That's the reason why. I don't think we might not see her for a while.
Who?
Sasha Banks.
Oh no, a lot of people are talking. I don't think she wants to do WWE anymore. I just.
I mean, I can't blame her.
I can't. I don't see her. I don't know. I mean, I've heard so many things, so many reports out there. Some saying that she's done with WWE. Triple H said it's a hard thing to talk about.
Yeah, because I mean, because she was developed under Triple H in NXT. So I mean, I know that kind of is like that's very personal to him.
Yeah, well, it's tough.
Mm. Now here comes Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction.
Right.
Mm. No, it's just Mandy Rose coming out by herself. That's surprising.
Okay. I guess she figures this is an easy win, so that's why she come out herself.
Yeah. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if Gigi Dolan and or JCG is probably backstage, might be watching this and find a way to get involved one way or the way or another.
Right. Is the title on the line?
Yep, the title is on the line.
Oh boy.
So we'll see, man. We'll see. But I still had I didn't really do my picks and predictions before I started the stream. I do think Mandy Rose is going to find a way to retain.
Right.
I mean, she's been the champion, but then again, though, I mean, Alba Fire, though, man, you could definitely make the argument she could go for a title reign as well.
Right. Is she championship material worthy?
That's gonna be your biggest question.
It's somebody that you would, can you rally behind that kind of a person? Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Sing it, Alicia. Mm.
Mm-hmm. Because it seems like that's a very good point, though. I mean, if because it looked like Alba Fire did have that much of a crowd pop or like a good decent reaction. But I know Mandy Rose has a lot of like reaction behind her.
Right.
Now we're underway, and she does, and Alba Fire is not having it with Mandy. And try to catch the pump kick. Almost put like in almost like a gory bomb variation. Oh, damn. And now Alba Fire is now ripping away, tearing down the announce table.
Uh-oh.
Almost like a gory bomb near the table. Oh, went an Irish whip to the ring apron to the midsection. Oh, damn. And Mandy Rose ate a face full of the ring post. Now to the barricade she goes. So pretty much Alba Fire, she's pretty much maintaining her control over Mandy Rose.
Look, to explain to the audience what a last man standing match is or what a last woman match standing is.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as the men. You need to incapacitate your opponent to the point where they can no longer stand and they can answer a 10 count.
And and Mandy Rose, with a body slam onto the chair from Mandy Rose.
Yeah, there's no disqualification.
So pretty much anything goes until you can't get to your feet to the count of 10.
Yep.
Which some of these matches have really, there's been some good ones and there's been some bad ones over the years.
Right.
Almost a kick to the knee. Oh, to try to go for the knee strike, but Alba Fire gets the chair up, and Mandy Rose just hurt her knee on the chair. Now look at steel pipe to the knee. Oh, what is Alba Fire doing with the almost like a submission with a weird almost like a Boston type of Boston Crab variation with the lead pipe. So she tried to take out the knee. Which kind of smart than you really think about it. But I mean, but yeah. It's already raining already. But so far, though, man, it's been mostly Alba Fire. Oh, with a damn, Mandy Rose just knocked her senseless with a trash can.
Next thing she's gonna do is a cookie sheet.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's been kind of like the most common used throughout the years was a trash can and the small cookie sheet.
She's the Betty Crocker special. I used to call it.
Betty Crocker. I gotta tell Tom that. Oh man, I think he's gonna get a kick out of that. I mean, you are not wrong. God, I'm thinking to myself, what's next? You're gonna throw like a mixer? Like, what else do you have under there? I mean, you got a trash can, you got a cookie sheet. Why not get like a goddamn mixer or whatever the case may be underneath there?
We used to watch those hardcore matches, and they used to take out the cookie sheet. And I used to say, "Oh, he took out the Betty Crocker special, the cookie sheet."
I mean, what happened to like using the stop sign and shit like that? I mean, it's crazy too. I even told Todd this too. There was this is where I did him a solid and put myself through the. I guess you could say one of the worst ideas I would ever have is put myself through the reboot of ECW in the early 2000s. It was not great to say the least.
Very sour apples.
Oh, good Lord! I mean, when he still had a prime Bobby Lashley at the time, I think Big Show was like about almost like 4 or 5 years into the company at that point. Or maybe even almost not even a decade in, which is crazy really to believe.
Yeah.
No.
Nobody can duplicate the original ECW.
No.
No.
I mean, but I'll say this too: there are some characters that I actually really liked in the reboot of ECW. I thought Kevin Thorne was actually pretty fun as a kid watching Kevin Thorne wrestle with Ariel by his side. Now, granted, I mean, that was kind of, I won't say like, I mean, we've seen the Vampire Kevin once before. That was with Gangrel. And Gangrel was just nothing but a walking botch fest. Just was not that, for me, wasn't they really great in the Attitude Era.
Right.
The Root faction was pretty good, though, but Gangrel, I just really can never rally behind. Oh, man. And Alba Fire again, some now moments with this back-to-back clotheslines. Almost like a swinging, almost a neck breaker into like a face, like a low level. Ooh, what a kick strike to the chest, and another one. And it looks like we're going to only get a DDT off the second turnbuckle. And Alba to the top, and damn. Like a spinning back kick off the top. And the referees now we're at a 1, 2, we're at a 3 count. We're halfway to 10, we're at 5. And obviously, Mandy Rose makes it to her feet at the 7 count. Now here comes a ladder by Alba Fire. Oh, what do you?
Oh boy, she's not putting out any fires, ladies and gentlemen.
Gave Mandy Rose a gut shot with its edge of the ladder. And reverse Irish switch into the. Oh man. And Mandy Rose now gets her hands on the ladder. Oh. And Alba Fire just rolled out of the way before she gets smashed by that ladder.
Great commentary, by the way.
Damn. And consistent body shots by Mandy Rose. Now we get another recount by the ref. just, but man, now they're showing the replay, almost inches from had that ladder landed on top of her.
Wow. Very brutal spots.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the crowd's getting behind it. I mean, you can tell. I mean, right now the match has been to go so far. If you can get the crowd behind between the two competitors.
Right.
Now back into the ring we go. Now we get the trash can again. Looks like Mandy Rose is going to set up right in the middle. What she got a plan? She got going to a forearm shot to Alba Fire.
Has she used the trash can yet?
And it looks like we're gonna get almost a body slam, but it looks like almost a firewoman's carry. And oh damn! Back first goes Mandy Rose onto the trash can and bends the other side.
Mm.
So
Oscar the Grouch special.
Oh my goodness!
Oh boy.
We're at 8, and Mandy Rose managed to get it before her knee gives out. And a back body drop to the floor goes Alba Fire.
Right.
And it looks like Alba Fire looked like she landed on her knee, or it looked like grasping at her leg. It looked like she might have looked like she either could have like sprained her ankle or looked like kind of jammed her knee into the barricade. Oh, there we go over the security barricade.
Now, if both ladies get counted out, Mandy will still retain.
Yeah. See, I've never seen a double count out on the last man or last woman standing. Oh
no,
my
I've never
Lord.
seen it.
Fired with a suplex, almost trying to go for a suplex off the barricade. And Mandy Rose has this like, nope. Oh my God! Alba Fire went head first into the steel steps. And man, Toka taking a nasty bump there.
Is she busted open?
I haven't. She's kind of, well, I would say jelly legged is basically that's how she is.
Okay.
And man, Alba Fire just got up. Oh, what a super kick to Mandy Rose. And it looks like oh, we got the baseball bat. Oh my God! Took a bat to the ribs.
Louisville Slugger.
Took it to the solar plexus, and Alba Fire with the ladder in her hands. Now set up toward. What are you doing? Alba sits up on the side of the table, and Oh, Alba, what are you doing? Oh, she's climbing the ladder on the side of the announce table. And we got outside interference by Abdul. Oh, and Alba Fire goes through the table. And she's not moving. And Mandy retains her NXT Women's Championship over Alba Fire due to outside interference.
Knew it.
And surprisingly, it's not from her other Toxic Attraction members. It's somebody different. Man. So Isla Dawn comes out of nowhere and gives her like, I guess you could say the clear mist in her face, and almost turned into a double count out because obviously that Mandy Rose's niece is still bothering her after. Okay, so that's. So, and that is going to conclude it for this week's NXT. But so far, though, wasn't another bad show. But yeah, I mean, I know, appreciate Earl for coming on and kind of just hanging out with some NXT for the last 2 hours. But so far, go over the match card so far. We had Shawn Michaels already delivered his statement for NXT Deadline, which is the next upcoming pay-per-view. Unfortunately, me and Earl kind of discussed our issues with that because now it's only being held at the Performance Center. Could have held it elsewhere, but that's besides the point. Braun Breaker, we knew that he was going to retain. Same with Mandy Rose. I mean, they ain't going to drop the belt anytime soon. Apollo Crews gets his win over JD McDonough. I don't know how far they're going to build that. Obviously Wesley and Carmelo Hayes will go for the championship match next week. And to share, make sure just with a squash match. That's besides the point. The Diag picks up the win, and then Indy Hartwell goes with the win. But so far, not a bad show. Not a bad show for NXT to end off this week. Knowing that deadlines coming up December 10th. Any thoughts on NXT this week?
I thought the show was the way you were describing it, Robert. I thought the show was great. I didn't have any issues with some of the matches that were presented tonight. I just wish that they would turn their audience base around and go outside of the Performance Center.
Yeah.
And do that and connect back to the NXT universe.
Yeah, because I mean, that's a very good point. But like I said, but they have tour dates. They're going to be out. They're going to be. I think it looks like they're just going to be outside Orlando. I mean, they have a date in Gainesville. They're going into Tampa. They're going into St. Petersburg. So they're trying to travel to different cities out in Florida. But I would say you at least try to go out to different states and try to fill out arenas too, instead of Florida. But I mean, I guess you got to get your footing somewhere. But that's, I don't think I remember even NXT even being outside of Florida, but that's not that I remember anyways. But other than that, I think it was a good show by NXT, kind of showing what's going to be up ahead, knowing that, War Games is going to be with the main roster, I think temporarily going up to leading up to Survivor Series. We got Deadline on December 10th. And then, like I said, you got the championship match built between Wesley and Carmelo Hayes. We know that Carmelo Hayes the last couple of weeks, from what I've seen, is very hell-bent to get back his at the NXT North American title after losing to Solo Sikoa. Unfortunately, had to give that up, which was confusing to say the least. But we're gonna look at it. But like I said, we'll see what happens going in NXT. Friday Night SmackDown is going to be great too. But with that out of the way, Errol, man, appreciate you hanging out with me for NXT.
No problem, Robert.
If you go check out Earl and the rest of the Hardcore Sports crew is linked down below. With that being said, have a good night, everybody.